Bonjour, monsieur.
Miloš.
Come in!
Miloš, we need to talk.
Pazi, možda je naoružan.
August Schmidt thinks I'm Tyler. I went along with it to keep the game going. Now I want to know what the game is.
Nemoj ništa da mu govoriš.
Ma on je bre ženo Tylerov prijatelj.
Tebi je svako prijatelj.
Come in, sit down. Have you heard of unity or death?
Sure. That's Harvard's motto. Or is it the post office?
Unity or death is a sacred vow. Crna ruka, we have all taken it. Tyler too.
He always liked that sort of thing.
He gave his life for this. Tyler came to us in the winter. We were hiding in the mountains of Bjelašnica, north of Sarajevo.
Šta se njega tiče gde je Bjelašnica?
A hoćeš ti me na ženska glava da pustiš da govorim? When Tyler came, we had no food, no guns, nothing. Tyler brought us guns.
What did Tyler want from August Schmidt?
Tyler was given a mission by the general himself. It was a great treasure that belonged to the Serbian people.
What was it?
It was called the Firebird. I never saw it. Tyler was to sell it for gold to buy the guns from the German. If the German finds out that we have lost the gold, everything is lost. You must tell him that we have the gold and that we want to buy the guns.
Why should I help you cheat August Schmidt?
Cheat him? How can you speak of cheating a German? The Germans are taking our land, the food from our children. We are like slaves in our own land. Tyler understood this. If you betray us, you betray the cause he died for.
It's your cause, not mine.
Da ga ubijemo odmah.
Zabranjujem ti, on je bio Tylerov prijatelj.
Ti ćeš ga pustiti da izađe odavde? Ti si veća budala nego što sam mislila.
Oh, by the way, Herr Schmidt mentioned that he was having some merchandise put on the train at Munich. So long. Madame?
Izvoli.
Pardon me.
Pardon.
Excusez-moi, madame. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Pardon.
Right away, monsieur.
Good morning, Herr Schmidt. I hope all that shouting didn't wake you up last night.
Shouting? What shouting?
Guess not. Good morning. How is your grandfather?
He's sleeping.
Good. Don't forget the tea.
I won't. I want to thank you for what you did. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there.
Has he been ill for long?
I don't know. I've been living in France. Grandfather came to bring me home to Russia. I knew he wasn't well, but I have written out your poem.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Excuse me. К вашему сведению, после нанесенного вами оскорбления с дедушкой случился приступ. По-моему, вы горды тем, что причинили мучения старику.
If Vasily Alexandrovich suffers, it's because of his own guilty conscience. I only spoke the truth.
How dare you!
Мадемуазель Татьяна, вы олицетворяете надменность, присущую вашему классу.
Вы сами выходите из того же класса.
Я? Вряд ли. Во всяком случае, это несущественно. Я посвятил свою жизнь строительству бесклассового общества.
Значит, дедушка был прав? Вы в самом деле либерал?
А я думал, что за 4 года пребывания в Париже вы хоть чему-нибудь научились.
Bon, on rentre?
Видать, буржуазность.
Allez, viens.
Алексей, зачем вы так говорите? В детстве мы каждый день играли у реки. Неужели вы забыли?
Я... That time no longer exists. Good day.
Excuse me.
Je m'excuse.
Eh petit, viens voir.
Tu me le donnes?
Non. Je l'ai trouvé. Il est à moi.
Would you open my compartment,
me?
please?
But of course, mademoiselle.
Madame?
On échange.
D'accord. Si tu veux.
Il dort maintenant. Il ne marche plus.
Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur. Would you lock my door, please?
Yes, monsieur. There you are, monsieur.
Thank you.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Are you still here? Tell His Excellency I'd like to... Tell him I want to talk to him about the Firebird.
The American, Your Excellency. I believe this time you want to speak to him.
Yes. Come in. Make yourself comfortable. Why, thank you, Kahina. I think I will.
Good morning, Mr. Khan. I hope you have good news for me today.
That depends. Do you still want the Firebird?
Do you have it?
What happened to Tyler?
The misadventures of Mr. Whitney and his colleagues are of no interest to me. Let us conclude this transaction quickly. We both have many other things to do. I with my collection, and you with your travels and special interests. Your treatment of Vasily Alexandrovich, for example. Datura stramonium. Very interesting.
It's very simple.
Simple to us, perhaps. But few European doctors would have thought of it. Once in Nigeria, but I digress. Do you have the Firebird?
Not technically.
Then I shall waste no more of your time. I shall look forward to our next meeting, Mr. Khan.
He knows nothing. It is as I thought. The Austrian woman has the Firebird.
Forgive me, Your Excellency.
I told you so last night. Why have you not searched her compartment?
The compartment is guarded, Your Excellency, day and night.
Ah, yes. The dog.
I am not afraid, Your Excellency, but if I enter the compartment, that dog will attack me. If Your Excellency wishes, of course.
I understand. Several hours remain before Vienna. I will arrange a convenient absence for Miss Wolf, and this animal whose presence seems to make you so uneasy. Then, Kahina, you will find the Firebird.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Pardon me.
Shall we order some champagne?
Champagne? It's not even 10 o'clock.
So what?
You really are rather wonderful, do you know that?
Excuse me. Ladies, I could not help overhearing you discuss champagne. That is a subject I know something about. May I invite you to join me in a bottle of Veuve Clicquot 1906?
Oh, we couldn't possibly.
Oh, why, thank you. You're very kind.
Sophie?
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is August Schmidt.
Sophie de Breteuil. And this timid person is Mademoiselle Norton.
You are French?
I'm Bohemian. And Mademoiselle Norton is English.
Indeed. And how far will you be traveling?
As far as possible, thank you.
And you, Monsieur Auguste?
I'm Schmidt. August Schmidt. I'm traveling on business, a simple transaction, and then back to Munich to my wife and children.
How lovely.
It's too bad your wife couldn't come with you.
Yes, it must be hard on her to have you away.
Oh well, she has the children. But
Le train entre en gare de Munich. Munich. 20 minutes d'arrêt. Munich.
No, I'm traveling with Sophie. And Sophie is traveling with me.
Ah, yes. Of course. You should go careful in these foreign countries. Two young ladies like yourself. In the East, things are not always what they seem.
And you, Monsieur Auguste? Are you always what you seem?
Schmidt. Why? What do I seem?
To me, I think you seem like a man with many secrets.
Secrets? Me?
Oh, yes.
I will tell you, for me to be sitting here talking in this delightful way with two so enchanting and beautiful young ladies, this is a secret I would do better not to tell my wife.
Darling, I think I feel another one of my headaches.
Oh no. You'd better lie down right away. It was a pleasure to meet you, Monsieur Auguste. We'll drink that champagne another time, yes?
You have my word of honor.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Excusez-moi, madame.
Excuse me.
Herr Whitney, soon we will arrive in München. Are you ready to proceed with our agreement?
The answer is yes, Herr Schmidt. Our deal is on.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orient Express is now leaving for Vienna, Budapest, Belgrad, Sofia
Bitte sehr vorsichtig sein mit diesem großen Koffer. Ihr darf um Gottes Willen nicht hinfallen.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Orient Express fährt jetzt in Richtung Wien, Budapest, Belgrad und Konstantinopel ab. Bitte alle einsteigen.
Я вижу, вы все такая же бесстрашная, как прежде. Девушка, играете в шахматы как мужчина.
Ваш ход.
Замечательно.
Excuse me, I couldn't help wondering, is that Miss Anna Wolfe that was playing the violin just now?
Yes, monsieur. It is our honor to have Miss Wolfe traveling with us.
How delightful. And the private car in the back, that wouldn't be, His Excellency Prince Kronos now, would it?
Yes, monsieur.
How interesting. They say he hardly travels at all in Europe anymore. Just goes to show you, huh? I understand Count Obolensky was quite ill during the night.
He's much better today, monsieur. Fortunately, we had a doctor on board.
A doctor? Not a Russian doctor?
No, sir. An American. Monsieur Whitney.
How interesting. Is he actually treating the Count, then?
He has given him a sedative, monsieur.
Sedative?
I believe a sort of herbal tea.
Oh, well, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Still, it does seem a little irregular. Not that we English see anything wrong with a cup of tea. It can do wonders
Herr
for an
Schmidt,
upset stomach.
are you having lunch alone?
As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for a lady.
Doctor's bag,
Have a nice wait.
And so on. Given the importance of the patient, I mean. I suppose Mr. Whitney is travelling with quite a bit of luggage.
Monsieur?
Oh, you know, so many Americans do.
I cannot say, monsieur.
Must be the fellow I passed just now in the smoking car. Rather young, isn't he, for a doctor?
I believe he is young, yes.
I must say, he didn't look at all like the usual sort of American one expects to see on these trains. You know, flashing money about. Quite the opposite, in fact. Rather unusual for a young fellow like that to book a double compartment, prices being what they are and all that. Wouldn't you say?
I do not know, monsieur.
Well, I suppose he wants his privacy. Nothing wrong with that.
Monsieur, I really must return now.
No, of course, of course. Don't let me keep you.
Thank you, monsieur. Au revoir.
Everybody wanted to sit in your seat. I've been like a soldier fighting the
Premier
Marine.
service.
I would not let
Premier
anybody
service.
sit here.
Le déjeuner est servi. Lunch is served.
Order. Shall we get some wine?
That would be lovely.
I think a good red wine, yes? Oh, forgive me. Perhaps you would like something lighter?
My father drank red wine and I'm afraid I picked up the habit. I know it's not very ladylike.
Nonsense. We will be able to share a bottle. I hope I will not get drunk.
Why?
Oh, I'm turning into a happy little devil, especially when I am surrounded by a beautiful lady.
You are a charmer.
Bonjour, monsieur, madame. Avez-vous fait votre choix?
Oh, excuse me. We seem to be sharing a compartment. No, please don't get up. I'll just sit here and read the paper. Don't mind me at all. It appears the train's quite full. Awful nuisance when you think you've got a compartment to yourself and then they stick a complete stranger in with you at the last minute. Happened to me any number of times. George Abbott.
Claude Boutarel.
French then, are you? Are you going all the way to Constantinople?
Bonjour, monsieur.
By the way, I was wondering, you haven't seen a red cravat anywhere, have you? I was just unpacking and it seems to have disappeared.
I believe my son has taken it.
Really? What was the name of the town you mentioned?
Masjid et Suleiman.
Of course, the new oil refinery they're building at Abu Dhabi.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Not much.
Bonjour, monsieur.
She would not wish to be without me. And it will be a good opportunity for Francois. He has a fine scientific mind.
He seems like a very active little boy. I don't suppose you could ask him for my cravat.
I think now that I remember him using it as a kind of sieve to test salinity in the water. Most remarkable in a boy of 7. Don't you agree?
Quite remarkable.
It is.
Le train entre en garde.
Also, you know, I can carry my violin anywhere I go.
With the piano it's a little bit more difficult.
Aber
Yes,
Herr Schmidt, ich bin wirklich daran interessiert, was Sie machen geschäftlich. What is your business anyway? You make it sound so mysterious.
I'm afraid you would find it very boring, but without going into detail, I will say that my work here is not only commerce, and that in my own small way, I'm doing my part for the fatherland.
Cadeau à la fin du voyage et on peut prendre sa retraite sur la Côte d'Azur.
La Côte d'Azur, c'est pas pour moi. Mes plans de retraite sont faits
Oh,
et ils ne
good
sont pas en
lord.
France.
Not this silly business with
1914
Madame
sera
K.O.
ma dernière
again.
année en Europe.
So typical.
C'est dur d'attendre.
To devote
Si
weeks
tu
on
pouvais
end
voir
on
la
the
jolie
front page
petite
to this
maison qui m'attend à
preposterous
Alger,
murder trial.
l'Europe ne te manquerait pas
One
non
would think
plus.
nothing else was
C'est
happening
un
in the whole of
paradis
Europe.
pour ceux qui savent l'apprécier.
Well, tell
Tournons
me,
donc aux dames des
you're a
derniers
Frenchman.
compartiments.
What's your
Attention,
opinion of
tu
the
ne veux
affair?
pas risquer la récompense que tu
Why do the
espères
tawdry
recevoir à la
details
fin
of
du
murder
voyage.
trial exert such a
Récompense? La
fascination
seule
with the
récompense
public
que risque de
mind?
me donner, c'est de faire
Not
de
to
moi son
say it only
collègue
happens
avec
in
son
France,
sabre.
of course.
Allez,
The
bientôt.
English papers are much better.
Allez, à
But
plus
still,
tard.
the French do push it rather far.
Запросто выиграл, если бы не ход конем.
Je ne vois pas pourquoi vous avez à partager votre compartiment avec cet Anglais. La compagnie n'aurait-elle pas pu le mettre ailleurs?
Dans ma profession, il est parfois nécessaire de s'habituer à des conditions de vie difficiles.
C'est exactement pour cela que François et moi venons nous installer à Abadan, pour vous offrir une maison respectable. Chercher du pétrole dans le désert. Pourquoi ne sommes-nous pas restés à Villefranche? Votre situation était enviable, notre petite maison était si jolie, mon jardin était prêt à fleurir. Y aura-t-il des jardins à Abadan?
Le désert n'est pas réputé pour ses jardins, mais pour son pétrole.
Et quand il n'y aura plus de pétrole, François sera aussi sauvage qu'un nomade du désert. Il est déjà tellement impossible, il rampe par terre et ramasse toujours les choses les plus sales.
Maman, regarde à la fenêtre. Il y a un cimetière.
Le sol est un endroit naturel pour trouver des insectes.
Oh, il est impossible de vous parler. D'abord le chien et maintenant le violon.
Ah,
C'est
monsieur,
vraiment
welcome.
incroyable.
Please follow me. We have a
On va
nice
à
table
tout
for
prix
you
parler au
right
chef
here
de
in the
camp.
corner. Thank you.
Est-ce que
Enjoy
c'est
your lunch.
elle assise avec le gros monsieur? Je trouve qu'elle est très belle.
François, je t'ordonne de manger.
Yes, monsieur.
The escalope. That's a sort of veal cutlet, isn't it?
L'escalope de veau. Yes, monsieur.
Well, I'll have that. Well done, please.
Very good, monsieur.
Mind if I join you?
No, by all means. I don't believe we've been introduced. George Abbott.
Tyler Whitney.
What foul weather. Can't seem to get out of this storm. It must be raining all across Europe. Quite remarkable, really. I understand you've made friends with the Obolenskis. You must introduce me. I'm fascinated by Russia. That was quite a scare you had last night. The chef de train told me you handled it quite well. You didn't happen to notice whether the other Russian fellow, what's his name, the young fellow, was hanging about?
I don't recall seeing him.
I'm afraid the old man has quite lost his head. Still, he has played a role for years as a sort of informal ambassador for the Tsar, if you know what I mean. I didn't know you were a doctor.
And you?
Oh, I'm travelling on business. Every now and then the company has a little matter to take care of on the continent, so off I go. Isn't she enchanting? That violinist, Miss Wolfe, she seems to be getting on rather well with Herr Schmidt. Not her type, I would have thought. Rather a surprise to see Herr Schmidt here. One would think he'd have his hands full back in Germany, what with his factories stepping up production and all that. Such an industrious people, the Germans. I wonder what business he has in the East. But you haven't told me a thing about yourself. Will you be going far?
All the way to Constantinople.
Oh, how lovely. Business or pleasure?
Actually, I'm traveling for my health.
Yes, so nice to get away from one's troubles, assuming one has any. New climates, new horizons and all that. Of course, I don't need to tell you that, you being a doctor. Quite a coincidence your being a doctor, and an American, I mean. When I boarded at Munich, the police were looking for an American doctor who'd got away from the police in Paris. Apparently he's mixed up with those Irish fanatics, Home Rule and all that, the ones that killed that policeman. Papers were full of it. Anyhow, it seems that this young doctor is in quite a bit of trouble.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers.
No, but I do. It's so much more fun that way. Still, it's none of my concern. I say, that jacket looks a bit short in the arms. Was it a French tailor who took it in for you?
I think I'll go check on the Oblinskis.
Yes, of course. Look forward to seeing you again. What a pleasant fellow.